Adventure starts with Earl Owen Company.
Hi, everyone. This is Nathan with Earl Owen Company, and this is our first recording of the Online Manufacturer Meetup. While I'm here at the home office for another month, I'll be video chatting with industry-leading manufacturers about new products and industry news. And today we've got Dave and Ben with Go Rhino on the video chat. Right now they're in Brea, California. So we got Dave here. Dave, tell us a little bit about what you do at the company there.
I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing.
All right. Is that JL you got back there?
Yeah, it's a red JL. Got some of our parts on there. We want to walk through and show you some stuff. We've got a pretty good array of Jeep stuff, as you know. We've got our new Gladiator out today. We'll take a look at that as well. A lot of the parts that we have on the Jeeps that for the JK, JL, and JT, front bumpers all fit across all the models. So that's an important thing for us to share with you. But the neat thing about the JL and JT is anything pretty much from the front bumper to the A-pillar is interchangeable. So you get double the application coverage with that. So that's an important point. But before I get into too much detail, I need to find our resident expert and technician who's usually pretty hard at work around here. Let me see if I can find him. Oh. Social distancing?
No coronavirus around here, man. It's only Modelo time here.
You kind of remind me of Nathan in his backyard. So
I figured we couldn't go to Cancun, so we might as well make a Cali coon here, you know?
I like that.
How y'all doing today?
Tell you what, I'll go walk around on this one while you finish your chilada. How about that?
I'm pretty much just about done.
All right.
Dang.
Where to go?
Getting it done.
Good deal. Well, I think I want to start with the JL with the Dominator D1 because this product actually we just brought out truck applications for the D1, and the D1 step for the JL has been our #1 selling step in Jeep products since we brought it out. We got an early start on JL, January of 18, and so this has been a pretty high volume part, and it's really neat because it's very appealing to a guy who wants a rugged off-road look, but also to families who want access to the Jeeps. Once you put some tires on there, you lift it up. And I'm sure the complaining factor goes up a bit at home. So what we found in retail shows is that oftentimes mom makes a big part of the purchasing decision, and if she can't get in it and she can't get her little ones in it, then dad ain't buying it. So let me show you this step real quick. This is the Dominator D1. It's a full steel step. It drops down about 3 inches and has a full steel pad on there with our raised hexed pattern that gives you a lot of grip. And what's also really cool about this is if you want to jump up and work with your rack, you really don't have to aim your feet. You can just not have to think about where your foot's falling while you're working.
That's nice.
Stuff on your rack. I think that's a pretty cool feature. Again, truck applications are now shipping, and then also the JL, JK. The JL has been the most popular one. We have these for Gladiator. That's going to be a big one. I think for people who use the Gladiators for overlanding and stuff like that, they're going to want a little extra step that drops down a little bit. But it's also, as you can see, rugged enough that if you bounced up against a piece of rock or a stump or something, it's not going to damage your vehicle.
Right.
No drill, just like just some of the factory Rubicon mounts.
No drilling, huh?
Yeah. A lot of times, people, and then I'll show you another product that we have on the Gladiator, where people will come up to us at retail shows and say, hey, I got this Rubicon, but we need steps. And it's sort of a perennial problem that nobody's got a step that attaches to the Rubicon rails. And believe me, tried to engineer several things over the last few years. So the approach we took was let's build a step that kind of looks like and functions like a Rubicon rail and still gives you that high clearance. And Ben will show you a couple of those when we get over to the Gladiator in a few minutes. I do want to mention a couple things that just started shipping recently. This is our XE series windshield light mount. It's all steel. It's got our signature hex mesh styling in it. You can see it's got a nice little contour, so it breaks wind better than the straight angular ones. So it's not real noisy. And then up on top, you may notice that it also has a single row 50-inch. This will also hold a double row 50-inch, which are more popular, but I like the lower profile, and we designed it to hold both kinds of lights.
Nice.
Yeah, you also see in the same series, the XE series, that we have just a whole bunch of varieties of no drill mounts that use existing factory mount points. This one obviously is where the hood hinge would go. We've got different mounts to hold different size lights. We've got one that'll hold a 6-inch single row, one that'll hold a couple of 3-inch cubes that are real popular. I prefer the lower profile stuff, so the single row 20 is up here where the bump stops normally would be. And this is really cool because if you can get in here and zoom in a little bit, but we actually did a cutout to go around the wiper.
Oh, that's a neat feature. That's cool.
Yeah. So you don't have to remove anything. You don't lose any functionality, and you can still get your whatever those things are called, wiper fluid shooters. This is a really neat one. This is pretty unique. It mounts up on the front here. You can see it's a no drill application. You really only just have to drill if you want to put the wire underneath it through the hood. Normally you can just run the wire down through there if you like, but it does basically let you reuse the factory hood latch, but also get a
wow, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, and it gets the light like way out in front, so it's not bouncing off your windshield. You know, that can be a little thing sometimes. This bumper is our most popular Jeep bumper. It's the Rock Line Full. You can see it tapers up and out all the way to the outside edge. This is a sport fender on the Rubicon. You know, the fenders are a little higher, so you do have a gap on the Rubicons. It's more pronounced than this. It's about a 2-inch gap on the Rubicons because those tend to they flare up a little higher clearance fender. I like to note things like that because people ask. They call and ask all the time. What's going to look like? You can see we have a couple lights hidden in there. Nice steel protective mesh barrier, 20-inch double row in the middle. The bumpers are winch ready, mount on top. You do have to buy the fairly mount plate separately. And then also on the bottom down here, the skid plate is a separate purchase as well. They can buy it without it, but there is an optional skid plate they do, and it attaches to the crash bar down here and then up on the bumper up here. So it just gives you a nice clean look and gives you a skid plate that you can actually skid on.
That's nice.
That's our most popular bumper. Backing up and going over here. Carrying on that Dominator Extreme series, we had the D1 Dominator Extreme we just talked about. This is the D2. It's also that D-channel, but it has the drop-down welded-on steps, like a traditional hoop step. Not ideal for guys that are doing rock crawling, I don't think. You see more of this style on trucks. Yeah.
Right.
My family loves it. It's real easy for them to get it out of the Jeep with it on there. And then,
yeah, those are popular. I see those steps everywhere.
Yeah. And we're trying to take a different approach. You know, traditionally we had the 2.5, 3-inch round tubes with them bolted on there. But with this new D-channel design, which Ben will show you a little bit more detail on the Gladiator, what it actually does is, you can see the top surface right here, it's just like that on the bottom. The bracket is hidden inside the D-channel so it doesn't hang down. So if you didn't have these drop-down steps, which these other two styles don't, you got a full slider on the bottom. And that was that thing I was talking about earlier about replacing your Rubicon rails with something with a step on it. You don't lose that slider function underneath. So that's a pretty neat feature that we designed to do it on purpose, you know. So our new racks that are coming up, you probably recognize that rack. It looks a little bit like an SRM 100 that we've been selling. But this is our SRM 400, and this rack is you can convert it to be a light mount rack. The front fairing can come off, the rear fairing can come off, and you can mount lights up there. Or you can take those fairings off and carry longer items, paddle boards, kayaks, lumber, conduit. It's a nice convertible rack. It gives you a lot of features. And then also, if you weren't able to come by the booth at SEMA and see, we have a new proprietary extrusion that we're using for the crossbars that has a slot on every axis. We call it 4-core because it's got 4 slots. So you can mount these quick fist clamps in there. You can mount regular bolts in there to, maybe shovel axes, things like that. So it gives you a lot of versatility in mounting, securing cargo. I think you get some Pelican boxes that you drill through and put some bolts on. Yeah, so that's gives a lot of versatility. But this is the Rockline rear bumper. Take a quick peek back here. All of our Rocklines had that cool little step in the center right here. It gives you just a little extra step if you need one. They do have allowances for sensors if your model has sensors. These are plastic plugs you can take out, mount the sensors. Our patented hook on a shackle is on all of our bumpers. That's important to know. Yeah, that's fun.
That come in handy.
It's perfect, like, right? You see your buddy dumped his lawnmower in the ditch, like George Jones or something, drives his lawnmower in the I don't know if you ever heard that story. He drove his lawnmower to the store to get beer and had a cooler on the front of it. Pretty classic story. But anyway, so your buddy drives his lawnmower in the ditch. You got to get out. Just put a tow strap through there and put it up here, and you got him out. So it's really perfect for those kind of light pull situations where you don't need to have two straps.
That's nice.
Lastly, I want to mention this. I don't know if you can get a close up in here. This is our spare tire relocation kit. And what it is, it's a spacer. It lets you bring your tire out and up 2 and 3 inches. And then you have the factory spare tire hub just reattaching to that. So you're not losing any functionality. You got your third brake light, your chimsole up here that goes right into the same location it was at. And then you also have your camera on the back. But we also put in 1-inch square tubing right here, so you could put in additional over tire racks if you wanted to. And then this little landing right here has a series of holes, so a guy can put his whip in there, CB antenna, and then also on the outside you'll see we left bolt holes for accessories to be bolted on as well, maybe a jack or an axe. So we're just trying to give it a little bit more versatility. But what's really neat about it is when people put bigger tires on there, they get real frustrated real fast. This is a really quick and easy solution to that. And the last thing I'm going to show you, you're probably wondering about the rack and how much weight it holds. The racks are going to be, depending on how you mount them, they're going to be virtually unlimited depending on the mounts you use. We are about to debut a mount that drills through the top and then attaches inside truss to the roll bar. And what this does, it basically allows you to put an unlimited amount of weight on top of your rack, because you're just drilling some holes in the roof, but all of these holes on the roll bar are already there. They're existing threaded holes from the factory. You can see I just took the little plastic plates off. We found those holes. And there's also a couple more up there in the center of the roll bar that do the same thing. They're probably a little harder to see those, but those also are using existing factory holes. So there's no drilling in the roll bar. You're not drilling any steel. You're just drilling that fiberglass, and you're getting the weight onto the roll bar and the chassis of the vehicle instead of on the roof. These roofs
That's innovative right there.
Yeah, thanks. I think we're pretty excited about the potential of that, because in addition to this rack, we have a flat rack version of the SRM coming out in a couple of weeks, and that's going to be
this is brand new right here. This rack and the system right there to hook it up to your roll bar.
Yes, sir. Yeah, brand new. The racks are ready. They're shipping. You'll see an announcement today, and then the truss system has just a few more weeks. We're doing some testing.
That's great. Well, you've seen it here first, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And then lastly, we have some rear-facing mounts for lights as well. And again, there's no drilling here. You just open up the glass, take out the factory holes, slip the bracket in, put the factory bolts back in, and you got a light mount. 2 styles. This one holds a couple of 3-inch cubes. We also have another one that contours that you can use to mount cubes, 30, 40, 50-inch LED bars. So those have been really popular because there's not a lot of rear-facing options for lighting on the JL. Right. Especially cool because it's no drill.
That is pretty awesome, man. You guys are innovative here.
Yeah, thanks. A couple of the products that you'll see today are on our Q2 e-rewards program, which is the Java rebate program that we do online where they get a MasterCard redemption code. And I believe both of those products are on the Gladiator. So I'm going to hand it over to Ben. Come in here.
I'm done.
All right.
So just in case, I've had the privilege and opportunity to meet a bunch of you guys at Earl, Owen. And yes, I am at this point of the quarantine as far as the haircuts go. I think the last time most of you saw me, I had a full set of hair, a full head of hair and all that. But this is where we're at right now. But
got that quarantine cut.
Quarantine cut. That's great.
That's what happens when you got to cut your hair yourself. You just shave it all off.
I couldn't get a haircut. I had to go to my nephew's house and get it. He's a cop. He gave me the cop cut.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I do want to kind of pick up a little bit where Dave left off at. Talk a little bit about our trail line bumper replacements. You guys are already selling and stocking plenty of these. One key point that I do want to point out is that both trail line and Rockline bumpers are compatible with your JK, your JL, and your JT. So
Wow.
in a sense, two different products or two different bumpers that'll service three different vehicles. So whatever your customer has, this is likelihood that you guys are going to have it in stock. The Trailline would be more of a premium model, has a couple other neat features that the Rockline doesn't have. These are all winch ready. A lot of you guys are doing any dealer preloads or helping any dealerships do preloads. This is a very popular bumper. There's a included center mesh plate up above, and then that way the dealership can just sell a full replacement bumper without a winch, or if they want to add it, you just remove the mesh plate and then install your winch with a fairlead mount, and it's ready to go. One of the neat things about this particular bumper also is the light bar mount. There's three different styles that your customers can pick from, and it's kind of a neat and inexpensive way that the customer can try to freshen up the look if they go with more of a traditional style look. They on our XT series light mounts. As you can see, we're just using a different style light. This is a rigid light for those of you guys out there. But again, these are all no drill with the exception of the front latch ones. But the rest of the light mounts that we do make, they're all no drill. You're going to be using all your existing provisions. Kind of a neat thing for a lot of installers. That way there's less work. They can just get a vehicle in and out. They might actually just spend more time in just running wires.
Right.
And then over here, this is a brand new item that's shipping. Don't mind my beer bottles in the back or my beer cans in the back. This is our high lift or our jack mount. It's our fender mounted, available again for both JK, JL, and JTs. This uses all existing provisions. Again, no drill install. A nice sturdy feel to it. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of competitors that use 3 points to mount, but you usually see that little bit of a flex up above. We're actually using a third mounting point down below that will go right where the pinch well is. And I do want to point out that all of our sidebars, whether you buy the RB10, any of the Dominator Extreme models, they're all compatible with our jack mount here. And then I do want to show you the Dominator D6. This has been a very popular bar for us. This is kind of a unique combination of two different products in one, depending on what your customer's needs may be. In a sense, this is like a slider and board all together. Dave did mention this DChannel system here where the bracket mounts from the backside. And one of the unique things you'll find with this particular bar is the bracket doesn't hang from underneath. So for a customer that's actually going to be going out and hitting a couple trails and if ground clearance is an issue, they're not going to actually experience that with this because this acts like the factory rock rail where the surface is smooth underneath. And again, there's nothing for it to catch. And the nice thing about that is that this particular bar is expandable. And what I mean by that, if you guys have a customer that buys a lift and later on the wife says, hey, I can't get in because of that lift you did, you can actually offer them the 4-inch drop down steps that I'm sure you guys are familiar with. And again, that's a very easy install. Dad can take them off on Friday night, go out and play, come back Sunday, put the hoops back on. The wife and kids are happy again. And again, like I said, this is shipping for JK, JL, JT, and most popular full-size trucks, so like your Tundras, your Tacomas, your Silverados.
That's cool. So you get like basically 2 steps in one.
Yeah, it grows with you. Like I said,
Slider
we know a lot
and
of times people will budget. Like if, hey, I want a set of boards, I'm going to do a lift down the road, but hey, is that board going to be usable to me once I do that lift? And
right.
When you go with this, yeah, it is an option. You do get to keep that.
That's awesome. Look clean too.
30th,
oh yeah.
$50.
And this D6 is on e-rewards, guys.
That's right. You got quite a bit of products on the e-rewards, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's cool.
Got the Trailline bumper is on e-rewards. Also, full-size truck bumper replacements, the BR10, 10.5s, BR 5.5s, and BR 5s. Those are also on e-rewards also. So make sure you guys take advantage of that or have your customers take advantage of those promotions. This is $50.
$50.
Okay, $50 here, guys. This is the e-reward you get on this. $50.
That's great. And with the e-rewards, do you get a gift card or do you get online? How does the e-reward
work? It's an
work?
online gift card. So it's for online purchasing. It doesn't mean you got to go back and buy more Go Rhino product. But I mean, if you're going to order a pizza, a lot of use that same code You enter it there as you're doing your checkout, and it'll take it. So anywhere that you can do any online shopping, you just use that same code, and it'll take it.
Wow, what a great opportunity right now during these times, man. That'd be great to take advantage of.
And I don't know if you guys were able to hear Dave, but if if you guys do want a physical, tangible card, there's a number you guys can call, and then they'll send you a card, but they'll charge you $3. But I mean, I think nowadays with online shopping, that might be one of the easiest way to go.
Yeah, most definitely. That's great. Definitely need to take advantage of that.
Yep. Let's take a look at the other side. So as part of the growing Dominator Extreme series of sideboards, all new, this is the DSS. Similar in construction as what the D6 is or the D1, but this one sits a little bit shorter, doesn't protrude out as much, but this would be also comparable to like a factory Rockwell. There's no drill install. We're using the same provisions for the install. In the case for the Gladiator, this is an 87-inch board. A lot of customers do like it. It's a full-length board, so it can also be used as a catwalk, especially now that overlanding, camping, that type of thing. Customers have rooftop tents, or they have baskets up above. It makes it easier to climb up above, and they can just kind of tiptoe across to have access to whatever they have mounted up above.
That's nice.
So, and again, this can be used as like a rock slider, because again, the bracket mounts from the backside. There's no bracket underneath for it to catch on. So for guys that are going to go out and hit a couple trails, there's no need to worry that it's going to get caught on something.
That's it, high and tight. That looks really nice.
Yeah, looks great. Like I said, this is also another popular seller. This is another, just in a sense, the Dominator line. All these new boards that we've expanded on, they're all doing really good for us. So they're extremely popular now.
That's great. Yeah, all these products that they're showing off, we just released our new 2020 Jeep catalog for Earl Owen Company, and Go Rhino is featured in that, and all these products can be found there. You got any other products on there?
Right now, I think they've covered it. We have a rear bumper, but that should be rolling out in a couple months. Don't hold me to it. I know we got a lot of projects in the pipeline that we're trying to get as much new product out there to you guys. But I'll still show it to you. Come on over. This will be the trail line bumper for the Gladiator.
A little sneak peek there.
A little sneak peek here. So again, so for customers that have backup sensors, they get to retain all those features. This incorporates a different light mount. Obviously, this would be like the rigid ignite or compatible. Some of our other bumpers use a different light, but in this particular case, this one uses a much smaller one. But again, we're still incorporating the patented D-ring hook right here. So if anyone wants to do just like a recovery strap, this makes it a lot easier instead of having to bolt it all up.
So they can Jones out of a ditch.
Yeah, so we can get George out of the ditch.
Right. Cool. That's awesome. Thanks for showing us that.
Oh, and also a common question that comes around, will this work on my factory hitch? Well, this is a factory one, so there's your answer. A lot of times we do get customers to say, hey, this doesn't work, or will it work? Well, here you see it. This is a factory one. No drill on the install. This is, again, basically a bolt-on item. You remove and replace. Use all the existing provisions.
Wow, you guys got some great products there. There are a lot of no drill stuff. I liking that. That's pretty innovative.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We do try to keep with the mindset of the installer. I mean, there's nothing worse than having you sell a great ticket and you guys do install there, and if a job takes all day, we want to make sure you guys are able to take a vehicle in, install our products with ease, and then get that vehicle out. That way, you guys can get the next vehicle in. So the mindset is for all all your guys' customers, all your jobbers. We don't want to have a vehicle tied up in a bay.
Right. Yeah, that's keeping the jobber in mind. I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us today and showing us some of your products. It's pretty awesome. You got some nice stuff there. Thanks, Ben and Dave, for joining us. We appreciate you both for taking the time to get us up to speed on the new Go Rhino products.
Of course, man. We appreciate the time, appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys. And again, we're a big time supporter of you guys, and we do appreciate the support.
Thanks, Ben. So if you guys want to take advantage of the rebates that they got going on, and maybe get some money to do a little online shopping with, hit up their website, go to gorhino.com. Is that where they can find the?
Yeah, and then there's a e-rewards tab usually towards the bottom of it, and then that way they can find out what the qualifying items are. But also we do send that out.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, go ahead and go to gorhino.com and sign up for their email list, and you can get some more information on that. Hit up earlowen.com to check out our new Jeep catalog. It features Go Rhino with all these products that they showed us today. And thanks again, guys. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks again, guys.
All right. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Yes, sir.
Adventure starts with Earl Owen Company.